Hi friends, today I am going to discuss about import statements in Java. In Java, an import statement allows us to access classes and interfaces from other packages without using their fully qualified names. It helps in writing cleaner and more readable code. For example, here I have taken main class. Inside main class, I have taken array list. And whenever we are using array list, our compiler doesn't know where where array list is coming from. So it raises an error. So if you see in this compiler, I have used array list class directly. So we doesn't specify that from where array list is coming from which package array list is coming from. So if I run the code, it raises error. It says that cannot find symbol array list. So it doesn't know from where array list is coming from which package it is coming from. So we have to specify explicitly it is coming from java.util package. So we have to specify explicitly like this. Array list is coming from java.util package. So java.util.array list is a fully qualified name of array list. So whenever we are specifying like this, it doesn't raise any error because we have specified full path from where it is coming from. So it doesn't raise any error. If we run the code, it doesn't raise any error. So, but here this fully qualified name reduces the readability. It is a bit confusing. Every time writing java.util.arraylist is difficult. So, in order to reduce this, we have to remove the fully qualified name and we should import the package in the first line. Import java.util.arraylist. So if we import like this, it works fine because we are specifying that array list is coming from util package in the first line. So we are importing array list from util package and using the array list. So if you run the code, it works fine because we specified it initially. This is how import statement works in Java. So our second example specifies the fully qualified name and our third example importing the array list from util package. So in Java, types of import statements. There are two types of import statements in Java. First one, explicit class import, and second one, implicit class import. Let's see what is explicit class import. This method imports a specific class from a package. So it only imports a specific class. It doesn't import many classes. It only imports a specific class. So whenever we write import java.util.arraylist, it only import arraylist from util package. In util package, there may be a number of classes, but it only import arraylist. So if we see example here, in the compiler, it only imports array list. If we write linked list, linked list integer L1 is equals to new linked list, it raises error because it only imports array list. It doesn't import linked list. So if I run the code, it raises error. Cannot find the symbol linked list. So we have to import linked list again explicitly. So if we want to work fine, we have to import linked list explicitly like this in second line. So if we run the code, it works fine because we imported linked list. We specified the path for the linked list. We explicitly specified. So whenever I run the code, it works fine. It doesn't raise any error because we are imported the linked list. So the importing like this is called explicit importing. We only importing specific classes. Here, only array list is imported and we cannot use other classes from java.util. unless we import them separately. Here I have imported two classes separately. And explicit class import is highly recommended because it improves readability. It says that which class is using in our code block. So in this source file, I'm using array list and linked list. So I'm explicitly imported both the classes. So it increases the readability that we are using only these two classes inside the Java file. So let's see what is implicit class import. This method imports all classes from package using star symbol, like import java.util.star. In order to work both array list and linked list, we just import using star. If we keep star here, it imports all the classes present in the util package. So it imports array list, it imports linked list, hash map, all the classes which are present in the util package, it imports all the classes. So if I run the code, it works fine because it imports all the classes. So allows access to all classes in java.util package such as array list, scanner, hashmap, etc. However, these imports may slightly increase compilation time if the package contains many classes. So it's not recommended because it reduces readability. Because whenever we see line number 1, we doesn't know which classes are using in this source file. So it reduces the readability. And let's discuss some important conclusions. Whenever we are using fully qualified name, it is not required to import statement. So whenever we are using java.util.arraylist, we does not require to import separately because we are using fully qualified name. Second point, we will encounter ambiguity problems if a specified class exists in multiple packages and is not explicitly imported. So if you see here example, date class. Date class is present in both util package and SQL package. So if we import both the packages and use the date class, our compiler raises ambiguity error because date class is present in util package, date class is present in SQL package. So whenever we are using date class and importing both the packages, it raises ambiguity error. So if you run the code, it raises ambiguity error. It says that reference to date is ambiguous. So it is present in both util and SQL. So if you only import util, it works fine. So if you run the code, it works fine. Here it says that it prints the date and time. So if you use SQL, actually in SQL there is no argument parameter. So we have to use argument parameter for constructor. So here I'm using system dot current time millis to work it fine. So if I run the code now, it works fine because the constructor present in the date class in SQL package is parameterized. So I use this here. Without this, it raises error. Let's see. If I remove that, it raises error because in SQL package in date class there is no argument parameter, no argument constructor. So it says that no suitable constructor found for date, no arguments. So we'll discuss about in detail in later. So in order to work it fine, we have to use the parameter that is system.currentTime millis. If we use SQL for date representation. So if I run this, it works fine. So you have to remember about this. If a specified class is present in both packages, it gives the ambiguity error. Okay, let's see what is static import. In Java, static import allows us to import static members, fields, and methods of a class directly. So we can use them without referring to the class name. This improves code readability by eliminating repeated class references. Let's see the syntax. Whenever we are importing, we have to specify import keyword and then static and then path to the package. So like java.util.scanner like that. And this is the explicit importing and this is the implicit importing syntax. Let's see system.out.println example. Normally we use system.out.println to print anything on the console. So if you want to print hello on the console, we use system.out.println. So if I run the code, it works fine and prints hello. But without system also, we can print anything on the console. But we have to import it explicitly. So here we see using static import to simplify, we can statically import system.out to remove the need to reference system explicitly. We can remove system, but we have to import static java.lang.system.out. So if we import this, import static java.lang.system.out, we can use out.println to print the statements on the console. So if I run this code, it works fine. Yeah, it prints hello on the console. So with the static keyword, with the static import, we can reduce the lines or the statements in the Java. So we are statically importing out system.out. So we no need to use the reference system. So if you want to understand simply, I'll explain with square root example. Let's see here, we are importing math and in order to print the square root, here we are writing math.sqrt of 25. So import java.lang.math math.square root sqrt. So here we are importing java.lang.math.square root and using math.sqrt of 25 to find the square root of 25. If I run this, it prints 5. Let's see. Actually, it is present in util package, I think. So if I run the code, package java.util does not exist. So import java.lang.math square root. So here importing only math is work. It may work fine. Yeah, it's correct. So just we are importing java.lang.math class. So inside math we have methods like square root or POW power, like that methods are present inside the math. So if we use normal import, we have to use explicitly this math class in order to get the square root or in order to get the power. So to neglect this math, we are importing this as the static. So if we keep static here and importing sqrt square root, we can directly use square root without math. So if we run the code, it prints same output as 5.0. So if we need power, we can use POW, power 5 comma 2, that is 5 square. So here we have to use POW. So if I run the code, it works fine and prints 25. So If we want to use all, we have to take the implicit import that is star, math.star. We can use power or we can use sqrt square root, sqrt square root of 100. Like we can use directly. The methods are directly used here. Power of 5 comma 2 or sqrt of 100. We can use directly if we use static import. Without referring to the class, we can use directly. So it increases the readability. So if I run the code, the power is 25 and the square root of 100 is 10. This is how static import is simplifying our code. So it is easy to use and it decreases the Java statements or Java code blocks. So one should know this in order to crack the interview. Or one may easily confuse you at these minute points. So let's see exercise. First question. Please pause the video and answer the questions. First question. What is the primary purpose of the import statement in Java? To define a new class? No. To access class and interfaces from other packages without using their fully qualified names. So option B is correct. Second question. Which of the following is an example of an explicit class import in Java? Explicit class example. Class import in Java. Explicit. If you use star, it is implicit. So import java.util.scanner. Yeah, it is explicit. We are explicitly importing scanner class from util package. Third question. What happens if two imported packages contain classes with the same name, like date from java.util and java.sql? Java automatically chooses one, no. The compiler throws an ambiguity error. Option B is correct. Fourth question. What is the potential disadvantage of using implicit class import? Reduces compilation time, increases code readability, might slightly increase compilation time and reduce readability. Yeah, option C is correct. Fifth question. How does static import improve code readability in Java? By allowing direct use of starting numbers without the class name. Yeah, option A is correct. Thank you. Please like, share and subscribe for more videos.